Broncos versus Bears kicking off. Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Now from the second city of Chicago.
Welcome back to another one, fellas. Welcome to Chicagoland. Please have fighters help me smoke real quick.
Granted, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. With my partner Greg Olson, I'm Mike Tirico. We are just about set to kick it off. Off we go on this cold afternoon in Chicago. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Down the field.
Oh, come on.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 20-yard pickup there. Good for a Denver first down.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line. What a year. Catch number 95 on the season.
They did a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They'll run the toss here with Blue. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Here's Nix to throw. Off-balance throw. It's complete. This opening drive has been a good one, but will it continue? Here's a test on 3rd down. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal. So the Broncos will turn things over to the field goal unit. This one is good. He knocks
Got up to a field goal.
and the Broncos are out to an early 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
From 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time. It's Devontae Williams. And punch there. He's back to the 11.
They here?
Down in distance.
Not yet.
I really need, I really need a smoke, man.
Read the running back. In this case, his
I really
read
need a
was right
smoke.
to the play.
Well, you're gonna
He's
have to
able to
fucking wait.
stop and keep the game at nothing.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now Williams. That's the big tight end, Colston Loveland. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. That's the first grab of the game for the man leading the entire league in receptions coming into the weekend. He gets his team a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. That one incomplete.
They tried to go with a quick game here in hopes they could do something with it after the catch, but I don't think everyone was necessarily on the same page, and this ends up being a wasted down.
2nd and 10. Here's Williams now to throw. That's the left side. Hauled in by Leggett. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. They get 15 on that game. First down, Chicago. On the carry, it's Williams. Still keeping the Blakes moving, somehow managing to turn that into a game. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Bear on the field. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. Off play action. Here's Williams. That's a short one caught by Loveland.
This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of controlling that center field safety position, but this time he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
It is 3rd and 10. Here's Williams. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Just separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down. The Bears sending out their punt team. Taken at about the 6. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. They'll start this on the ground with Blue. Big hole to the 30. Up the sideline. Past midfield.
The fuck out of here, bro.
Out of bounds all the way into enemy territory. Past midfield. A big-time play for the Broncos. A pickup of 44 yards. First down throw for Nix. He'll go left side here and complete this one.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. Did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Here's here's a 2nd and 3 from the 33. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Left side, that is caught by Warren. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. They pick up 17 through the air. First down, Broncos. They'll throw. It's Nix. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. 17 touchdowns now on the year. Greg, offensive coordinator, script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive, they've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, they continue to build on this lead here early. This is going to be a long day for this defense.
From the 6, here comes a return. Now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
2nd and 11. Back to throw is Nix. That's into the hands of Jaden Blue. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Taking advantage of that running ability. Gain of 17 and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Broncos.
To throw is Nix. He's got it at the 3. And he's close to another first down. Brought down just shy of the marker. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Oh, man, wide open. He's got it. Tyler Warren. Touchdown, Broncos. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
That ball going to hop into the end zone. It's a touchback that will come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he's able to fight through one tackle here. Pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
second down. Williams. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick six for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick six.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. That's Jonathan Grenard in for the stop. From the 23, here's second down and 9. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That one complete to Legette. And he will mark out up at the 34-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
On the ground, this is Williams. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
On second down, it's Williams. He's got Loveland free left side. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. The Broncos have it.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
They'll go play action with Hicks. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You just saw a great example of it here.
That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete.
You know, once he broke the pocket, Mike, I actually thought he was just going to call his own number and become a runner. I thought he had some green grass out in front of him to take it in, but he decides to put it in the air instead and falls incomplete.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Nick, and he will take this one across into the end zone. Bo Nix. Touchdown, Denver. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
23-yard line.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10.
What is up?
They'll run it with Williams. Yeah, that's a nice job. Something out of nothing. Sidestepping defenders for a gain of 4.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 6.
What is up? We got
A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. He's going to air this one out. That is brought in. And he'll be marked down the 15-yard line. A big-time play for the Bears. 59 yards.
First down.
That ball is dropped in a bucket, Mike. I mean, this defense, they continue to bring pressure with the variety of blitz packages that they have, but they're just not getting home. As a result, they stress their coverage, and he ends up putting that one right on the button.
Taken down at the 14-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9.
What is it?
From the shotgun, it's Williams. A throw there, caught by Leggett. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Minutes remain here in this 1st half. We'll come back to Soldier Field following this. Third and 2. Here we go.
What is up?
There you go. Motion.
What you got?
To win it.
Working out of the gun. Here's Williams. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete. The pass intended for Xavier Leggett. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on 3rd down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of 3rd down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
They can still pick up a 1st down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down. That's going to be caught. And he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. It's a great rally to the ball. To force a turnover on down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
Hold on, set. Ready.
The drive starts with a carry by Blue. And a big play there. He'll get this one up past the 45-yard line. A big play after being backed up. 41 yards.
First down.
Well, I'm not sure you're going to find a better example of just pure speed in the open field than that run right there. I mean, when he got past the first wave, you got the sense that he might just be able to outrun everybody on the field.
That's to Gray, open on the left side.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. So there's a saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. That's complete to Blue. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. A gain there of 27 yards.
And this is so much of the skill sets that we're seeing around the league at the running back position. You don't want to have to sub your running back off the field, Mike, when you build what they call these empty or 5-wide sets. Can you keep your running back and run true receiver routes and be a threat? Because when you can, there's a lot of big plays to be made. When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging. Because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch, and they can't get out in front.
On the bootleg, it's Nix. That is hard. What a job on the scramble. Touchdown, Broncos. It's his third touchdown catch this year. Extra point try forthcoming. It's up and through. And the Broncos keep rolling right along. 38-0. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Now return coming from the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
Ready, set.
A play fake. Now Williams going up top. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. This one taken at the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
Vegas!
Williams to throw on second down. That's to the tight end, Loveland. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches.
Ready, set.
He'll try to run for it with Williams. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
They'll indeed go. It's Williams. And this is going to backfire in a big way. Going for it on their own side of midfield, but they turn it over on downs.
Yeah, in this game, Mike, it's just gotten away from them here in the 3rd quarter. They're pretty much forced every possession. They're going to have to go for it and really press the issue, and I'm not even sure if that's going to be enough to get them back into this one.
And that'll go for a gain of about 4. Pete Werner there to make the tackle. From the 31, here's 2nd and 6.
On my set. No.
Here's Nix to throw. Short one, and it's caught by Warren. And it'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Set. Cougar 19.
Here's Dobbins. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ready? Grab ball, lady. Check up.
A run with Dobbins. And he will score. Hey, Dobbins. Touchdown, Denver. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
What is it hurt?
First down, it is Williams.
Number 33, Javonte Williams, the ball carrier. Jonte Barrett on the tackle.
Ball on the
4
30
yards
now.
on the
Here's
pickup.
2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. At the 30-yard line.
It's another run here for Williams. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Here's a 3rd down and 4.
What is it hurt?
To throw, it's Williams. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping it.
It's a gain of 12 there. Good for a Denver first down.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up, I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
They'll run it with Dobbins out of the pistol. Not much happening there, just a short game.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Come on, steady.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7.
Ready up.
3rd and a yard.
Here we go, set. 19, go.
He'll give it to Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They only need a yard, and it's 4th down.
Here we go. Set.
They'll indeed go, and it is shut. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Broncos. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here's a handoff to Williams. And, they smacked him down there. Big hit right at the line. No gain.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass. Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He's going to have the 1st down. That one good for 9, and the drive continues.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight. They continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
Open man downfield is Weekend. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Bears, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Williams. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. It's fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
Ready, up.
Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
It's a gain of 5.
Now Williams. He's got his tight end. It's Loveland. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. A big-time play for the Bears. 31 yards.
Goal at the 6-yard line.
Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it 1st and goal. On the bootleg, it's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Luther Burton, the intended target. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal. They run over center with Williams. And the defense stiffening here. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3rd and goal coming up.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground. And a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
They'll try and throw. And here's Williams. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's not going to get there. Out of bounds, a couple of yards short. It is 4th down.
Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
What is that?
They'll go for it. It's Williams. And they are into the end zone for the 1st time today. Devontae Williams. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. Just a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Now Cairo Santos to add the point after. His kick is good. And the Bears cut into the lead a little bit.
Broncos 52, Bears 7.
And give them credit, they are not mailing this one in. They'll try to get it back with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
If they don't come up with this, the game is over. But now, anything can happen. You've got plenty of time, down 3. The first job, make sure you at least get the ball in field goal range to force overtime. But if the opportunity presents, try to win this thing in regulation.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Here's Williams now to throw. Flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
The defense had their sights set on making a big play one way or another. First, it was the initial pressure. They thought they had the quarterback for a sack. But then they get their hands on the ball, and I think if you're this offense walking back into the huddle, Mike, an incomplete pass there is probably the best possible outcome.
He's got Loveland free left side.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. He's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Off play action. Here's Williams. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down's looming.
Ready, set.
They're going for it. Here's Williams. That one taken in right side by Leggett.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Ready? Bronco 80. Check go.
Now it's Dobbins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A pickup there of 13. First down, Broncos.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Second down and 8.
Let's go.
They'll stick with him again. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
It is 3rd and 10. Now give to Chubb, running right. Now Chubb loses the football. Looks like the Bears got there, and they did. Chicago ball.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you for...
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. The offense staying out there for this fourth down.
Pat the 60. Pat the 60.
They'll go. And here's Shuck, escaping the pressure right. Now he's just going to pitch this one forward. And he's not going to get there. Couple of yards short. And this is going to be a turnover on downs.
Well, that was a disaster. I like the call. I like going for it on fourth down. Give your offense a chance to extend this drive and maintain possession, but after going the wrong way, now they're going to have to watch the other team take over after failing to move the chains.
On 1st and 10, it's Williams. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down. A
play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's fourth down.
Project X. This ain't what you want. What is up?
You do better than this. Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me?
We got Hornets. Hey, watch him right here, bro.
Here we go. One final play. And he's going to go down. The pressure too much. And that should wrap this one up as they have to give it up on down. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. They finish off the regular season with